That is the strategy. It's not about shouting. While we are clamoring for our state, and they will give us our state. They're going to give us our republic. Let all the Ijaw people storm it. Let us be as many as possible in that place. Storm Tinubu, hashtag Tinubu, storm him. Let us combine with the Igbos. While we are agitating for our own country, we combine with the Igbos so that this country will break off. They are mad.
What is the first tactic that should be used to divide this country?
There are strategies. If we want those strategies, let's create a WhatsApp group and then decide it there.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
To stop the oil flow so that Tinubu can provide for himself.
The only way to stop oil flow is by bombing of the pipeline.
They can go and bomb Bonny now and everything will end. They can go and bomb Bonny now and everything will end.
Tell those people to shift from those areas. When they shift, you cut it off. So you cut it off from Nembe there. You cut it off from Nembe. That is how they do it. It will explode there. Don't worry, people that it will explode on. Tell the people on time to shift. They will all shift. The ones that are stubborn will give up their life for it. The ones that are not stubborn will shift. They cut it off. We have achieved one. We cut as many. Where it flows. It's still the Ijaw houses. It flows through the Opopo to the what is it called? The Omok. You cut it off from that area too. You must bring them on their knees.
I've repeatedly said this. The difference between who fail and who will pass exam is the ability to remember. That is a favorite quote from my father, Justin Iwelunwa Kogolome. He so rest in peace. But I always add to this quote that even if you forget in the 21st century, internet will never forget. Why are they just becoming desperate these days? Why? These same people that said that we are the enemies of Nigeria are dragging the Igbos into this matter. We want, as we are destroying, we will join the Igbos. No, I beg, Igbos are not the one destroying Nigeria. Please. The last time I checked, some of you claim that the Igbos are the problem of Nigeria. So, we are not destroying Nigeria. We are not the problem of Nigeria anymore. Now, we now have common enemies. Look at the post now. Somebody is now saying, why is Igbo people doing like this? They should now know that we should join together. When did we become allianced? So we are fighting common enemies. You guys that lie against the Igbos, look at this other post where somebody said that Aguin Rossi is the one that killed Dakaboro. You people think that internet will forget, even if some Igbos have short memories. You think that internet will forget? In fact, you even went as far as to say that we are killing some of your people during the Biafran war. That we brought war to your people and kill your people. I can go on and bring some facts. Because this one they will say allegedly. No, this one is not alleged. Some of you make these comments. It's full everywhere. Now you want us to be friends. That we have common enemies. We don't have common enemies. Let me tell you, in fact, now we enjoy Nigeria, we the Igbos. No Nigeria should drag us to their problem. You should fight your fight. You are fighting for Pobo, which is an Igbo community, because tomorrow you want, even if you lose, you want Pobo to align with you because you want to claim that Pobo is a job. This same narrative is what started the civil war. Two brothers are fighting. Ndị Igbo want to do good. Awolowo from Ijaw is fighting his brother Kintola in the west. They drag this matter so they have to give a state of emergency. Send Awolowo to prison in Enugu. Just because the Igbo feel like it's okay to put mouth, let's settle this matter. My brother Chukwumanzogu decided to plan a coup to counter the problem and install the Awolowo so that peace will reign. That single act led to the civil war that killed millions of Igbos, over 5 million Igbos, the ones they were able to count. It's not quite 1 month that Babangida just launched a book claiming that that coup wasn't an Igbo coup. Now that we are trying to come out of it, that everybody's now beginning to see that it's not Igbo coup, you want to drag us into another matter, please, on behalf of Ndi Igbo, I beg you guys, don't drag us onto this matter. And Igbo people should not involve in this matter. Every time you will find a way to bring Igbo, we are not the one destroying Nigeria. The last time I checked, we don't destroy Nigeria. After all, in Nigeria, they destroy us. Yes, Nigeria is the one destroying us, not we. Because our potentials are not utilized in Nigeria. We don't give in equal opportunity in Nigeria. We are called different names. The last time I checked, I was called a Bria fraud. I was called a Southeast. I was called a dot in a circle. Your brother, your so-called brother, Sari, has been insulting the Igbos because he was campaigning for the same Tinubu. Brought a gun and showed to the public. Told the world that his father sold the Igbos as slaves. Yes! Suddenly, Tinubu that he was dancing for, Tinubu mandate with a stand, Sawana in Abuja has become his enemy. We have become enemies of no, we are not. We can never. The same wicked that they fighting you now, fight Peter Obi not to win election. Kill the Igbo boys during the NSAS in River State. So you want us to, no, please. We don't have common enemies. We don't. You people even voted against Peter Obi. You people even voted against Peter Obi. Now they deny him. I have evidence. That was why the election favored the APC in River State. Shebi they claim to be majority for River State. Who do am? Na me. Now we do am. It favored the people in River State. When the Igbos stood for 8 good years, Buhari marginalizing the Igbo, called us a dot in a circle, sent Python dance to the Igbo places to kill the Igbo youths because we stand for Jonathan and a German. You people have forgotten that now you want us. No, please. Any woman. See, I'm making a post. They share posts concerning this matter, but we are not involved in this matter. I'm posting it because I want people to know what is going on. And that's why I'm making this so that in the Igbo, I'm putting it so that Igbo will know. We are not involved in this matter. Everybody should leave Igbos alone. What is all this? Any small thing Igbo. No, we are not destroying Nigeria as well. Nigerians are the ones destroying us because Nigerians are spoil our name, call us different thing, insult us, put allegation on top of our head. Somebody, you are now bombing. Have you ever seen an Igbo person bombing Nigerian mineral resources? There's coal in Enugu. There's crude oil in Abia. There's crude oil. There's gas in Imo. Have you ever seen us in the Igbo? Even me as from Delta. Have you ever heard that they destroy any facility of Nigerian listen and is Delta Igbo that did it? Yes, because all you well full ndokwa full ukwani. All you well full ndokwa full ukwani. Have you ever heard us say we destroy any of those facilities? No, we don't. So how are we destroying Nigeria? Don't drag us onto this matter. Let it be clear that Igbos are not involved in anything. Now, we enjoy Tinubu. Tinubu is not a horrible president. He's the best president. And that is the truth. We are enjoying Tinubu. After all, he promised to give us a normal state. We are waiting for it. We started by saying we want to unite the Igbos in Nigeria. That anywhere Igbo man find himself, like me and Igbo man in Delta, we know so we'll get to Robo for Delta. Now, some of you now come online say, we are South. You don't need to drag us. Igbo people should go with their 5 states. After all, South landlocked the whole of Southeast. Now you want us to become... No, guys, that's why some people, when they say some of you are saboteurs, people will not understand, because anybody that speaks with 2 mouths is a saboteur. You must be consistent with what you are saying. I'm out of here, Joe.
I want to toe the line of the last speaker, my leader, the chairman upstream. Secondly, Honorable Minister, I came from oil and gas producing community and one of the major oil and gas producing federal constituency in Nigeria. Honorable Minister, your ministry has not been fair to Ndokwa federal constituency. It will interest you to know that Ndokwa federal constituency hosts over 8 oil multinational oil companies. It also interests you to know that Ndokwa federal constituency is a constituency that also generates 960 megawatts of electricity to Nigeria today.
Couple of days ago, an Ijaw man from the River State extraction made a very disturbing statement.
We should go and ask people in Delta State, exactly people.
A correction to that nonsense statement utterance he made in River State.
We no agree.
First of all, the security people are peace-loving people. We don't look for trouble, but that doesn't mean we run away from trouble.
Yes.
We are always ready at all times to refuse and to fight back at any trespasser. We want the federal government, the state government, and the local government to call that individual to order.
They
And
don't
also,
see that time.
all the leaders to call that particular boy to order. During the insecurity crisis and the Ijaw crisis, casualty was recorded in both parties.
They never talk Ijaw and Shekiri,
Not only the security extraction, but both parties. We will not take any disrespect from any man from the River State. The Ijaws in Delta State and the securities in Delta State have been living in peace since after this crisis. Even Asagri Dokubo can tell you what he saw with his 2 eyes when he came during the crisis. Nobody should drag the name of Isakiri to the mud. We are too big for one small boy to bring our name to disrepute. We will refuse it at all times. The federal government, the state government, and the local governments should come in and make all necessary corrections so that this nonsense will not lead to any breakdown of law and order.
I am the chairman of the Joint Council, Abuja, Northern Nigeria. Today, going by the recent declaration of the president of this country, Nigeria President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it is, of course, a rape to our democracy. It is a rape to the system of what we believe that originally would have lead us to a proper development and advancement of our system. I started by chanting the Ijaw because the Ijaw has been the chanting that has been a thorn in the flesh of many persons. When some persons will come out to the open media in saying that very soon Asawana will be a thing of the past. A minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will look at himself and only discover one thing that has been a thorn of his flesh, saying Asawana will be of a thing of the past. Ijaw, Asawana, we will not stop chanting the Asawana and let the Asawana kill whosoever that will want to be killed. The Ijaw people remains very fearless. We are quite, of course, very hospitable, accommodative. We accommodate everybody. We love our neighbors, our friends and brothers from various ethnic nationalities. The Ikweres, the Ogonis, the Urobo, the Shekiri, the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Igbos are our brothers. And for over time, the Ijaws have been trading and dealing with them peacefully, sharing our common wealth and God-given divine wealth without no grudges. The wealth which we are talking about has been the wealth that has been sustaining the nation Nigeria. We've never grumbled or complained. But today, this is where we have found ourselves, where the Ijaw nation today decisively or politically has been the problem of the country today, being by the declaration of our president, respected President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We respect him, he's our father, he's the president of the country. The Ijaw people will continually to support the system in growing and in advancing the cause. But what the Ijaw nation will not take and what the Ijaw nation will not tolerate is for one man to stand up in his right senses, as it may seem, to spit on the grave of our ancestors. The Ijaw nation will never tolerate that. The Ijaw nation will never tolerate one man, one single man that the Ijaw nation spoon-fed, gave him life to breathe, gave him all it takes to become who he is today, to come and spit on the grave of our ancestors. Popo Sisi. Popo Sisi. We fear no evil. The Ijaw man fears no evil. We will rebel. We will go against it by every means necessary. Mr. President of this country, we are your people. We have loved your decisive and pattern of administration. The Ijaw people are still willing to work with you. We will work with you. We will work in seeing that you see the daylight and the prospects of what you have envisaged in putting this country in the right course. But please, kindly call the Minister of FCT to order. Call him to order that the Ijaw people are saying we will not want to see any form of such derogatory statements, disrespectful statement, abusive statement to the Ijaw ethnic nationality. This is where I rest my case. Ijaw.
Organization stands for unity of the Niger Delta people. But we do not support any injustice against one particular tribe. His Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu pronouncing state of emergency in Rivers State without the backup of the National Assembly. We find out that our father and our leader, who has been in the front line, those who have been following up Mr. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, we know that he's a man who stood in opposition all the days of his life. Even when he became the governor of Lagos State, become the senator, he has played an opposition party. And he stood up to against injustice in this country. And we don't think in his own time that people around him will misled him, misinform him to do a grave danger to this country. And I believe the peace of this country is very important. When we talk about Nigeria, Nigeria belongs to everybody. And Niger Delta is also a region on its own that always contributing for the economic development of this country. And whatever things that go wrong in the Niger Delta region would entirely affect the whole country. Which I believe that Mr. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, our father, you have to rethink and look at your statement of state of emergency in Rivers State. Even at that, you declare the emergency in Rivers State, bringing somebody out of the whole Niger Delta, bring somebody from Cross River State to be. We are talking about River State issue, and you are all our Niger Delta leaders, South leaders, Pandev, met with him on the 11th of this month, March, and he has given them a directive to this able prominent committee to look at these issues and resolve it. And I see no reason why state of emergency will now come when you have given assignment, directive to leaders, critical stakeholders from the Niger Delta after dining and discussing with them in a villa on the tingles of eyes. State of emergency. I want to advise our father and our president, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, Ijaw people are not your enemy. Ijaw people are not your enemy. If anybody is there in the villa giving you wrong information about Ijaw people, the person is not helping you at all. The Ijaw people are the largest ethnic group in the Niger Delta and the fourth largest ethnic group in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I think as a commander-in-chief, whatever thing that go wrong in this country, Mr. President, you have to look the peace, unity, and progress of this country. And I believe the whole Niger Delta, the whole legal practitioners, everybody, NBA, everybody is not happy what is going on, including the youth of the Niger Delta region and the concerned youth of Nigeria. The most important thing is that you are the president of everybody. And in a country when the leadership do not support an opposition government, then there will be no development. Mr. President, you know, you are being in the front line of speaking against injustice in this country. Even when you were a governor in Lagos State, when Chief Olusegun Obasanjo was the president, the state allocation of Lagos State was struck down by the leadership of Administrator of Olusegun Obasanjo. The whole Nigeria criticized that until Yaradua came in. The Lagos State money was released. When you say anybody is fighting Sim Fubara, it is not about you are fighting Sim Fubara. Nobody is fighting Sim Fubara. Stopping the allocation of the state is that you are fighting the people of River State. So my president, our father, our leader, don't listen to wrong advice. And I will tell you as our father that the people who are advising you are planning to bring you down for your 2027 election.
Yeah.
You don't need to create more enemies. It is time as a president of this country to look at how to alliance with people, make more collaboration effort to make sure that people come down to work for you. But with what is going on, there are a lot of issues going on. The Northerners have their own problem. If Niger Delta also have their own problem, Mr. President, nobody should deceive you, Mr. President. There is a big problem. We want peace and want unity. Thank you and God bless you.
Recent development coming out of River State, which says that Sim Fubara, an Ijaw man who is the governor of River State, has been suspended, and then we have an interim administration in River State, thereby declaring a state of emergency by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I would like to take us back and then let us think about this critically, because in my opinion, this is about the sovereignty of River State. First of all, I will ask this question: what is the issue between the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, and Sim Fubara? It is an issue whereby they have come together. The Minister of FCT, as a godfather, has come to discuss how to divide our collective patrimony as Rivers people. How we are going to share Rivers money. Is that a democratic way of life? No. That is not democracy. So when Sim Fubara has refused on those terms, it has degenerated to what we have right now today in River State, whereby the president has come and openly taken a side. I will tell Mr. President that, Mr. President, we are losing trust in your leadership. We are losing trust in your ability. We are losing trust. We are losing trust in your ability to lead Nigeria aright as one entity. You cannot take laws into your hands. You are the chief president of the country. You are the chief security officer of the country. So we expect you to lead us as a father. We have two people who have differences. Yes, be it political. Today, you have helped Nyesom Wike in taking over and making River State a free for all. I will tell you something. We have states in Nigeria. We have a state also called Cross River State. And in Cross River State, there is a governor that is a Cross Riverian. So why in River State, in this modern day democracy, where's the place of the Rivers man? So you are trying to tell us that there's no place for a Rivers man? You said they blew up pipeline. They blew one pipeline, for goodness sake. We'll try to call you and Mr. President to let you know that please do not set a bad precedent. So are you trying to tell us that if today, while sitting down here, we hear a pipeline goes off in Bayelsa State, you declare a state of emergency? Is that how you hope to take over the whole Niger Delta with Nyesom Wike? We stand against this. All of this we perceive as totally draconian and undemocratic, and we will say no to it. We will say no to it, and we will resist it until you give us what is democratic. How a pipeline blew? Have we confirmed that that pipeline was blown by Ijaws? I will tell you that pipeline was blown in Gokana. That is not an Ijaw land. So where did the Ijaws go from to blow that pipeline? So if another ethnic group, the Ekpeyes, blow up a pipeline, you now declare a state of emergency where there is an Ijaw governor. We will tell you something. For 24 years, River State has been ruled by other ethnic groups, and then they have also developed their places. This is the time where an Ijaw man is there, and also to develop the Ijaw land. So to cross our places, the bridges and the interlands, which we fought for. This is our time to also enjoy the governance of River State. We tell you, Mr. President, please remove your hands from this, act as a father, and don't truncate the peace in the Niger Delta. I rest my case.
Ethnic nationality, because an Ijaw son who happens to be a governor in Rivers State, was unjustly, in a coup attempt, suspended, which is undemocratical. That has never happened in the history of this nation. Yes, there are processes to declaring state of emergency, but were those processes followed? No. And that is why we are here. So I will take the summary of our communique as being prepared by Ijaw elders, stakeholders, opinion leaders, as we are all seated there. This conference on the coup attempt by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Nigeria by the coalition of concerned Ijaw stakeholders in FCT, Northern Nigeria. Gentlemen of the press, this press conference is called to draw attention to the very dire situation concerning democracy in Nigeria and abuse of power using military and police forces against the people and democracy. The 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, as amended in brackets, which is the constitution the president and all the governors swore to uphold and protect, has been set aside by Bola Tinubu, with the head of the armed forces and the police to illegally remove the elected governor and government officials of Rivers State, a state in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria and one of the leading oil production centers in the country. This he has done to force the elected governor and state officials to decamp to his political party in his ongoing attempt at making Nigeria a one-party dictatorship and to enforce its return to office for a second time at all costs. The Attorney General of the country, Mr. Lateef Fagbemi, has been an accomplice in this endeavor and has been credited with facilitating the orchestration of this gross illegality to allow for the declaration of a state of emergency to truncate the Constitution of Nigeria. In the light of the foregoing, this network of Ijaw pressure groups and law-abiding citizens are calling on the international community and the world at large, particularly the Democrats, including the United Kingdom, President of the United Nations, the European Union, the United Nations, the African Union, ECOWAS, and other international institutions to take urgent steps to free the people of Nigeria from this emerging despotic regime bent on abusing the institutions and instruments of state to entrench evil, nepotistic, dangerous, authoritarian, and corrupt and undemocratic practices in Nigeria. The Constitution is so clear and unambiguous on the issue of status and removal of democratically elected officials, and we are concerned that the Attorney General, Fagbemi, a very senior lawyer, would allow himself to be used to perpetuate this clear rape on our democracy, despite taking an oath to defend the Constitution. He is therefore unworthy of his office and should be sanctioned for abusing his oath as a lawyer called to the bar, a senior advocate, and a minister of the Federal Republic, Nigeria. The situation is grave and has the potential of people resorting to self-help if the president, who has chosen the path of lawlessness, coercion, violence, and abuse of office to force citizens to support his one-party dictatorship agenda, is not stopped by people of goodwill. It is imperative to recall some specific actions of the president, who has been supporting Minister Nyesom Wike, former opposition party member, who has now become the arrowhead used by President Tinubu to create chaos both in the main opposition parties and in Rivers State, all in an attempt to subjugate the will of the people and truncate multi-party democracy in Nigeria. The president ordered an elected governor to resign, a fraudulent agreement asking him to cede some of his power as an elected governor to the same minister, Nyesom Wike, who continues to use military and law enforcement officials to kill and intimidate people, including elected officials, and forcing those who have different views to go into hiding. The president is accusing an elected governor of one of the federating states of the union of misconduct, seems to have assumed and arrogated powers of the judiciary to himself and all in an attempt to take control of the state and entrench unconstitutional quasi-military rule. This document on this day, 19th March 2025, is signed by the coalition of stakeholders in FCT and the northern part of Nigeria. The INC is here, the Ijaw Women Leadership Forum is here, Wakrike Community Abuja, Ijaw Community Abuja, Delta Ijaw Community Abuja, Arigboibe Community Abuja, Opobo Community Abuja, Andoni Community Abuja, Naibs and Niger Delta activist Musen is here, and then we have the Ijaw Traditional Rulers and Opinion Leaders Association in Abuja, Kalabari Kobri, and Boni Community Abuja. My name is Comrade Mrs. Rosemary